zero-rated under Uhuru Kenyatta, matters touching on essential commodities, things like bread, milk, just for ordinary Kenyans, families, to have a meal, that basic breakfast meal. Now, our friends are also adding VAT on that to 16%. They want to add VAT also 16% in the education sector. Already many parents, as we speak, they were talking of over 300 Kenyan children who are challenges joining secondary schools. Over 100,000 have not joined as we speak because of the challenges that the parents are meeting. Now, if that is added, that burden will go even higher. The most worrying issue was the second issue that we raised at Bomas as Azimio, and this is one of the issues that sent Kenyans on the streets, and that is the issue of electoral justice, the issue of reconstituting IEBC, the issue of doing an audit of the last general elections that was a product of a divided commission. The majority of the commissioners, as they appeared before us, physically and electronically, they were still not owning the results of the 2022 general elections. We heard from them, our two sisters who were in the US, and our two brothers who came to Bomas. They said the results announced by Chebukati were not the results of the commission. Those results were Chebukati's plus a minority of the commission, who are two commissioners. Though the Supreme Court made a decision on the matter, Kenyans still wanted to know exactly what happened. And that is why it was agreed by both sides that there should be an audit of that election, not to reverse the decision of the Supreme Court, but to ensure that future elections avoid the pitfalls of the past election, to ensure that the next elections of 2027, 10th August, that my brother Kalonzo wants to run as president, I want to run as president, there are others who want to run as president, those elections will be credible, they will be verifiable. Those concerns that have been raised need to be addressed, and an audit will be able to reveal those pitfalls so that before 2027 we have in place remedial measures to address the concerns of Kenyans. That is what was agreed. And I do recall when we went to Kitui, we went to mourn our friend's brother-in-law in Kitui. We were very clear then that for my colleagues, and I really respect the decision they made, who said that though Kenya Kwanza refused the issue of cost of living and want to add taxes, we'll deal with that issue later. It's the next phase of our struggle, as my brother has said, that will actually lead Kenyans back to the streets. But for the sake of the next general election, the sake of reconstituting IEBC, for the sake of ensuring that the issue of delineation of boundaries, that is time-bound in our constitution, is addressed, let us not throw out the baby with the bathwater. In Kitui, I recited a poem by Jonathan Kariara, "For grass will grow." And this parent did say to God that, God, if you're going to take away my only child, then give me strength to dig his grave, for grass will grow. And we did say to William Ruto and his Kenya Kwanza team that if they are going to cross the red line and actually interfere with the Bomas talks, the product, in terms of tampering with the electoral justice issue, which was the main issue by Azimio, apart from the issue of cost of living that was rejected, then they must be prepared for the consequences. And we said, let the good Lord give us strength, for grass will grow. Now, what has happened, we want to state here from the coast, that Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and I have been in government. We are experienced ministers. He was our 10th vice president. We know how governments work. We know how the deep state works. We know how the system works. We can see the fingerprints of the deep